Hey, what time is it? Oh, it's time for the Wayz verse. We continue our trek towards the greatest album of all times. I'm your homie OG Tim Wilson, and I am here with Big Ed, and of course, your host, Wayz. Welcome to the Wayz verse. Yo, fellas, what's going on, man? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, man? What's going on? What's going down? What's happening, man?
Not too much, man. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I feel it. Ain't shit going on with me. COVID. Fuck that.
You still coronavirus.
Man, look, the after effects are insane. So,
Bro, did you get them really bad body aches?
yeah, no, not necessarily, kind of, but it was more like my body, like I was sitting on a bed of tacks.
See, no, that wasn't mine. It like hurt all the way down to my fucking bones.
Oh, I ain't get that lucky. No, worst thing I've
Call
done.
that lucky. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe.
No,
Yes, man, I didn't get that lucky.
worst thing I had to deal with is really just the congestion and getting it's like that pressurized feeling you get when you get kicked in the balls, but in your face.
Yeah, I'm dealing with the congestion part now.
Yeah. How you doing, OG?
I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain, I guess. I'm just ready to get this thing going, man. I know y'all about to piss me off again, so we'll just go ahead and get this party started.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this shit started off the right way.
Oh,
Let's wash away our tears here.
cheers.
Okay,
Cheers.
yeah. I'm still shooting beer. I got a fresh beer. I'm gonna do shots until it's gone. I'm gonna keep on having excuses to do shots.
Hey, all right.
I like drinking my beer in shots. It's actually giving me a better buzz.
Y'all could join in with us.
I'm actually getting a little, yeah, you can have a shot with me. I'm actually getting a better buzz off of the beer doing it in shots, drinking it like this. It's interesting. I feel like doing a gummy. Hold on.
Go do your thing. All right, while he does that, this week we got soundtracks we're covering. We got our first set of soundtracks.
Yay.
Winner of this bracket will be moving on to join our two previous winners in the Elite Eight. The first solo album that made it was Prince, 1999. And we have our first group album with our last week's winner by popular demand in our Facebook poll, Run DMC's Raising Hell.
All right.
So next week, we'll be finding out who the winner of this week's bracket is in the end. So you guys ready to go ahead and jump right into it?
Let's do it.
Who you going to first?
Yeah, that's a good question. I also got the foggy in the brain shit thing issue. Let's go with OG. I think we started with you last week, so let's start it with OG, and then go clockwise.
All right.
All right. So
if you wasn't dumb enough, now you got foggy in the brain.
Yeah, right. Excuse me. First matchup, we have Heavy Metal up against Wild Style. Mind you, these are soundtracks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Heavy Metal.
I'm gonna go heavy metal also, mainly because I don't know what Wild Style is.
Oh, understandable. I'm gonna go with heavy metal as well. Big Ed.
We got our first unanimous.
I deserve a shot.
Take a shot of water on that.
You think it's crazy doing shots with me?
All right, Big Ed.
Yep.
You start us off here. Oh brother, where art thou? Up against Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Damn. There's a lot of 80s pop in Guardians of the Galaxy. The only 80s pop artist that I was really a fan of was Michael Jackson. I'm going to go with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay.
It was just something about those old folk tunes that was just amazing.
All right. Well, for me, it's not that simple. Oh brother, where art thou is it's actually an incredible album. I wasn't expecting it to be as great as it was. But Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Volume 1, sorry, was very nostalgic. I recognized pretty much every song on that album or that soundtrack, and Ben, he plays Lego Marvel superheroes, or yeah, Lego Marvel's Avengers, and the intro theme music to that is actually a track off of that soundtrack. I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy because I like 80s pop.
All right.
Starting with
Galaxy
myself.
moves on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Starting with myself, I'll go with we have Graffiti Bridge up against New Jack City. Yeah. I don't even know how to really do this one because to me it's way too close to call. I'm just going. I'm gonna go with New Jack City on this one.
Best matchup so far, but I'm also gonna go with New Jack City.
Well, since you guys made New Jack City move on, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a vote in there, just because Graffiti Bridge was a good album and a good soundtrack, and it deserves at least a vote. But
Okay.
my real vote is that was a sympathy vote for Graffiti Bridge because my real vote is with New Jack City.
All right, OG, starting with you here. We have
All right.
Cooley High going up against Dangerous Minds.
Cooley High.
That's another damn good matchup. But I'm also gonna have to go with Cooley High.
Damn. Look, I can't go. Cooley High moves on, but I cannot go against Gangsta Paradise. Or no. Yeah, Gangsta's Paradise.
I was going to say that's the only song you can name off the album, and he ain't even sure about that.
And I hate that damn song. So here's to that one going down.
All right. Big Ed. You know what? I'll take a shot with you of water.
This nigga's crazy. He's doing shots with me.
Big Ed.
Yep.
Oklahoma up against West Side Story.
West Side Story.
I would have to say West Side Story as well.
And we have another unanimous choice. So there's another one.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, stay hydrated. All right, Big Ed.
Yep. No. It's on you.
It's on me?
No. Yeah, it's on you now.
Ooh. Okay. Trouble Man up against Friday.
What was the first one?
Trouble Man?
Friday.
What? How you gonna say it's me and then you take
Sorry.
Excuse me. I got Friday as well though.
That's what happens when you do shots with OG.
I'm gonna go with Friday as well. I don't know why they doing shots with me. This is I'm just doing this.
I'm not getting inebriated shots. I'm getting shots of water.
OG, that's another one.
That's unanimous. All right. OG, starting with you. A Charlie Brown Christmas up against Jungle Book.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Damn, no hesitation.
Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas moves on in a landslide.
But damn, no. Bare necessity should have at least got one vote.
You should have voted for him. All right. Oh, damn. I already know how this is going to go, even though I don't think it should have been that close of a matchup. Big Ed, you start us off. Frozen up against Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
I already knew that was going. But I'm going to give my vote to Frozen anyways.
Fuck Let It Go. I hate that goddamn song.
Yeah, Let It Go is more well known amongst multiple generations than anything out of Straight Outta Compton.
Everybody know fuck the police.
My 3-year-old daughter does not know no fucking fuck the police.
I bet you if she heard it, she started bopping to
it. No, she told me to turn it down. She said, Daddy, I don't like it. Too many bad words.
I doubt that from a Timberlake.
You'd be surprised. I got a suburban white chick in my house.
Straight Outta Compton. I was waiting for y'all to tell me it was my vote. They didn't ever get to me. They just started having their little powwow over there.
My bad. All right. It's on me now. Let's see. We filled up those. Yep. Let's go with, okay. Shaft up against Philadelphia.
Who's it on?
It's on me.
I was wondering why you were hesitating.
Oh, I was going to go with Shaft. I was trying to think of a song on Philadelphia, but I couldn't think of any. I don't think I was allowed much time.
Shaft.
OG, get ready to take another shot.
You know what? This time I'm going to take a shot of cold coffee.
Because it's also Shaft.
Oh, man, don't be dictating my shots.
That's another. Hey. We was taking them on the unanimous ones, right?
For the first few, it's getting down. I'm pacing myself. I need special occasions. That occasion is no longer special.
All right. Next up, OG, we start with you here. We have Star Wars up against Hamilton. Yeah, this one's a shocking.
I'm going with Hamilton.
I'm gonna go with Star Wars.
Man, so you got two soundtracks here that are way different. You got one that's a musical soundtrack, so obviously you got your lyrics, you got the whole nine. But Star Wars is an orchestra. That's a soundtrack full of orchestra music, and not your typical. This is top tier nerd orchestra music. I honestly cannot think of a single song off of the Hamilton soundtrack, so I will go with Star Wars on this because I
guarantee you, if y'all heard the soundtrack to Hamilton, it wouldn't even be close.
Okay.
You know who told me about that soundtrack? Who hit me to that was Latone Hart.
Yeah.
He hit me to that soundtrack. That soundtrack is phenomenal. If y'all heard that soundtrack, it wouldn't even be. This would have been a landslide.
Okay.
No, because I've heard a couple.
I'm gonna do one for Latone.
Well, you know, I'm automatically in there.
I know he would have went with me on that one.
You know what? Let me pour an actual shot here because I have a feeling I'm gonna need this one coming up soon. So, Big Ed, go ahead and start us off on this next set.
All right.
We have The Wall up against Saturday Night Fever.
The Wall.
I'm going to go with Saturday Night Fever.
I'm going with Saturday Night Fever.
That's a damn shame that The Wall didn't move on.
No, it's not. It would have been a damn shame if Saturday Night Fever didn't move on.
Shit.
Fever night, fever.
Ooh, I'm going to take the lead on this next one. It's going to be a little more difficult for me, at least.
All right, my bad.
All right, you guys ready for this one?
Go ahead, man.
This one's going to be a shot no matter what for me because both of these soundtracks deserve to move on. Blues Brothers up against Boogie Nights. Shit.
I almost jumped the gun.
I saw you open your mouth, so I hurried up and made some kind of sound to stop it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you got to remember that sometimes this is audio, so you got to think out loud because if you just stop to think to yourself, it creates actually dead air to the listener.
Well, I was about to just say, Blues Brothers is comes down to a battle of the brain versus the heart. Blues Brothers is where the heart's at. It's what I've known for the longest. Boogie Nights, in my opinion, is a better soundtrack, music-wise.
Oh,
but I am going to go with Blues Brothers because I know the soundtrack more.
OG?
Blues Brothers.
The reason why Blues Brothers ended up as the greatest movie of all time is because of the Blues Brothers soundtrack. So I'm going to Blues Brothers also.
All right. Where's my shot? Yeah. Oh, did y'all take your shot?
Yep, I just did.
Okay.
Oh, she said, "Oh, we still taking shots."
I just took an actual
I'm not taking
shot.
a shot to that. That's not.
All right. OG, this is going to be an easy one for you. Sign of the Times. Should I just mark you down?
What's it up against?
Mac and Devin go to high school.
Yeah, Sign of the Times.
Oh. Damn, it's a little bit tougher for me, but I'm also going to have to go Sign of the Times. It's just, man, there's one song on there, and I see Jamarion, Lil Bam Bam, all the time in the back seat of the car when he was just learning how to talk, singing a song from Mac and Devin Go to High School.
Which one is that?
So what? We get drunk.
Yep.
It's just something about watching my 3-year-old.
It's a good song. It's a great song. I like that song. It's a lot of fun. But man, when you talk about Sign of the Times, think of the songs on that album. That's a double
Yeah.
album that's loaded. I mean,
That's why Sign of the Times won.
Yeah.
eesh.
And my vote's going to Sign of the Times, mainly because that's the only song on that album for Mac and Devin Goes to High School that I liked. Other than that, this was during the fucking Snoop Lion phase. And I'm sorry, but Snoop Lion was absolute trash. So yeah, Sign of the Times moves on.
Unfortunately, I agree. As a huge reggae fan, I agree. Snoop Lion was pretty much trash.
All right. Oh, I don't know how I want to play this. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3 more matchups left here. Big Ed,
What's up?
Titanic, or Do the Right Thing.
Do the right thing.
Agree, baby. It's not on me, is it?
It's on me, but that is unanimous.
I'm going with Titanic just for that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Do the right thing.
No, I'm not. So Celine Dion, in this round of this tournament, your heart will not move on.
All right. Starting with myself this time, we have Crush Groove up against Colors.
Ooh.
Yeah. Goddamn. All right. I think I don't want to think. All right. I'm not gonna think. No. Colors. There.
I was gonna say you already thought too much.
Tough one. Tough. The probably the toughest one so far. I'm gonna go with Crush Groove.
I'm gonna go with Colors.
All right. Colors moves on.
That was the first time I heard of Ice-T.
Mm.
Oh no, I take that back. That was the second time I've heard of Ice-T.
What? Man,
Yeah, the first time was in Breaking 2.
Yeah, well, and then he had an album. He had like an album between that. At 6 a.m, cops at my door before Colors.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to get those albums.
Colors came out. He was popular. He was like one of the biggest rappers in the game.
I was about 10 years old when Colors came out.
You gotta remember, Big Ed was one of them young punks.
Once again, the kids getting it wrong. Take a shot to that.
All right. There we go.
Sheila E., Run DMC, New Edition, Beastie Boys. Come on, man. Y'all tripping. LL Cool J. Give me a break.
But you know who's not on there? Houdini.
Houdini is not on it. That's true. Houdini is not on it.
I'm sorry, I had to put it in there. All right. OG, I've been saving this one for you because I really am interested in where your mind's at between these two albums. We have Hustle and Flow up against Superfly.
Superfly.
Man, but it's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah. Freddie's dead.
I'm going to Superfly anyway, so yeah, I agree. Superfly unanimous. I did it for you. Oh, Wholesale Flow is my shit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to round 2. You guys need a quick break or anything?
Yeah, I need about 20 seconds.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. That would have been a great competition for movies. I think that would have been a tougher competition as movies than soundtracks. The Superfly soundtrack is just a classic. Curtis Mayfield versus 3 6 Mafia is no competition. But you were listening to the Wayz verse. We'll be right back. Yo, we are back, man. Back to the Wayz. Welcome back to the Wayz verse. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. We're here with Big Ed, and your host Wayz is going to bring us back to this too young to know good music version of the greatest album of all.
Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, so Big Ed, we're going to go ahead and start off with you. New round, reverse the order. So yes, Big Ed, we are starting with you, except for we're going to counterclockwise this time.
All right.
All right, so I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1.
1. All right.
Hit it on the ones, y'all.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1, up against West Side Story.
West Side Story.
All right. OG?
West Side Story.
I will give Guardians my vote because that's what I was going to vote either way. Okay, OG.
The original Benny and the Jets.
All right. Straight Outta Compton or New Jack City?
New Jack City.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm younger, so this is actually
Say
tougher
the
for
wrong
me.
thing, Dad might smack you.
Huh?
Say the wrong thing, Dad might smack you.
Well, I know that. Like, Dad was anti-fucking West Coast in the first place. I couldn't even listen to Tupac in my dad's house. He heard Tupac, I'd be getting my ass whooped. But I'm a grown-ass man. I can say what I want. So,
Okay, well,
I am going straight to New Jack City.
he didn't want to get haunted by my dad. He said, Dad, you ain't fucking with me tonight. So that's unanimous for New Jack City.
Right. All right, I'm going to take a shot of coffee today. I need to reset here. Starting with myself now. Got heavy metal up against A Charlie Brown Christmas. To me, no brainer, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Big Ed.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
You already know.
This should be interesting. Big Ed?
Yep.
Cooley High or Friday?
Cooley High.
OG?
Friday.
I was going to go Friday as well. Friday moves on. Starting with you, OG. Sign of the Times or Do the Right Thing?
Sign of the Times.
I'm going to go with Do the Right Thing.
I'm sorry, Prince, but I'm also going with Do the Right Thing.
This is fucking horrible. This is the worst fucking best album ever I ever heard of. You're talking Sign of the Times, Hot Thing, Forever in My Life, Adore, Beautiful Night, You Got the Look. You gotta be out your fucking mind. Starfish and Coffee. Come on, man. Whatever, man.
Here's the thing with the greatest of all time tournaments. Here's the thing about greatest of all times tournaments. It's objective. It's opinion based.
This is trash.
All right, starting with myself, we have Colors going up against Saturday Night Fever. I personally will go Saturday Night Fever on this.
I'm personally going to go Colors.
Saturday Night Fever.
right, Big Ed.
Yep.
Blues Brothers or Star Wars?
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers.
I will go Blues Brothers as well. That is unanimous. OG? Shaft or Superfly?
Superfly.
Hmm. This is a little more difficult for me. I'm gonna go with Shaft. Big Ed.
Superfly.
All right, next round. We're gonna start with you, OG. One more again and reverse the order. New round.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
One, man. Let's keep
One
going.
it is. West Side Story or Superfly?
Superfly.
Big Ed.
Superfly.
Superfly. Another unanimous. All right, Big Ed. Saturday Night Fever or a Charlie Brown Christmas?
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, wow. All right. Myself, Friday, or Do the Right Thing? I am going to go with Do the Right Thing.
I'll do the right thing on that.
I'll go ahead and give Friday his vote.
All right. OG, Blues Brothers or New Jack City?
Sign of the Times.
It just came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that.
Should have been
So
expecting.
much better than both of these albums. I'm embarrassed to vote for one. What is it? Blues Brothers and Trash. What is it?
Blues Brothers or New Jack City?
New Jack City.
Ooh, Big Ed.
New Jack City.
New Jack City as well. Blues Brothers, our winner of greatest movie of all time, has been eliminated in the first bracket it shows up in.
Wow. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. Because the soundtrack is what made the movie.
Yeah.
Not completely, but largely.
All right.
The visual acting out of the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ray Charles shooting at the kid.
All right, we're gonna start with myself on this round. Actually, well, I'll save that for the finals. Big Ed, we're gonna start with you and go in reverse order of counterclockwise.
Okay.
Do the Right Thing or a Charlie Brown Christmas?
That's actually really tough. But I'm going to have to go with a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay. Big Ed. Or OG.
So, Do the Right Thing beats out Sign of the Times. And then he picks a Charlie Brown Christmas over that.
Well, because
All right, I'm going to go.
The reason I picked Charlie Brown Christmas because I find myself finding more singing more songs from that than I do from Do the Right Thing.
What songs do you sing from that?
Shit, it's Christmas time song. Every time it's on, I sing along with it. And I watch it every fucking year. I've watched Do the Right Thing twice, maybe in the last year.
Sign of the Times is such a phenomenal. It is so much better than this, man. I'm going with Charlie
You know
Brown
the last
Christmas.
time I've seen
Just
a Sign of the Times?
it ain't the movie. We're talking about the soundtrack. It's not about the movie.
And you know damn well you've heard plenty of songs from the soundtrack.
God damn.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's confused, man. I'm going with Charlie Brown Christmas.
And I will agree. Charlie Brown Christmas moves on unanimously. Next up, Superfly or New Jack City. Starting with you, OG.
Superfly.
I have to agree with Superfly.
Well, I'm gonna give New Jack City his vote. That should have won.
Bullshit. Curtis Mayfield versus who?
All right.
Who's fucking with you, man?
All right. We're down to our final selection of this bracket. We have Superfly versus A Charlie Brown Christmas. Starts with myself. I'm going to go with A Charlie Brown Christmas.
I'm going with Superfly.
I'm going with Superfly.
Oh, shit. So, Superfly makes it on, but that's according to what we think. We'll have to post up we're posting up a poll.
I don't think we got to post this poll.
Oh, we got to post this poll. We got to treat it the same way every other bracket has been treated.
I agree with that.
This will be a final decision by poll. It'll be Superfly versus A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Damn, this is supposed to be Superfly versus Sign of the Times, which is honestly the best two albums in this field. It is easily the best two albums in this field is Superfly versus Sign of the Times. That's the best two albums here. That would have been the toughest matchup, and that would be a poll worth watching.
Yes.
It's okay. I mean, I think it's going to be a landslide, but it's okay. Some people will vote for Charlie Brown Christmas. This would be so much tougher if it was Sign of the Times versus Superfly. That's the best two albums that in this field. It was easily the best two albums on this category, in my opinion. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it by a long shot. I can name more songs. I guarantee there's more hits on Sign of the Times than any other album you can name on here other than Superfly and maybe Saturday Night Fever. Those three albums are the best three albums in this category. But we couldn't go by just albums. We got to go by the movies and we got to go by all of this other shit. Man, this is a sham.
Now, I'm going to give you guys the option here. We're only 42 minutes in. We can stop here, or we can move on to the next bracket of Playins.
Do another bracket.
We got to make it quick, though, because I got to take Dakota to work.
All right, we got Playins. We're going to start with Big Ed, going counterclockwise. We have Coming Out Hard up against Riding with the King. Coming Out Hard is 8 Ball and MJG.
And who's the other one?
Riding with the King, Eric Clapton and BB King.
Riding with the King.
OG?
I agree.
I agree as well. Unanimous decision. All right. Rebel Yell. Billy Idol. By the way, this is on you, OG. Up against Step in the Arena. Make sure I got this right. Gangstar.
It don't matter. I'm going with Billy Idol.
All right, Billy Idol. I'm going with Billy Idol as well.
That one's unanimous.
All right. Starting with myself. Oh shit. I'm gonna pass that off to one of y'all. Watching the Throne versus Final Tick. Do either of you need to know what Final Tick is?
No.
Okay. So it's unanimous watching the Throne?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, Big Ed.
But for those who don't know, Final Tick was Crucial Conflict.
Okay.
Good album.
Yeah.
Wrong, bad matchup for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Ed.
Yep.
And an evening with Silk Sonic or Distant Relatives, Damian Marley and Nas.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's the hardest matchup of the whole competition so far. Oh man. But I'm gonna have to go with Distant Relatives.
Okay.
Damian Marley and Nas.
OG.
I hate to do this to Joe, but I am going with Distant Relatives, Damian Marley and Nas.
Don't get me wrong, I love An Evening with Silk Sonic. Ben and I have watched or listened to this album about 6 times front to back. But in my opinion, Distant Relatives is a better album. I'm going to go with Distant Relatives.
I'm surprised that one's unanimous because that's an extremely tough matchup.
Yeah, it was.
All right, OG. You're starting us off here. Aretha Franklin's Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You or Bob Marley. Bob Marley.
I'm Bob Marley.
I'm going to go with Aretha.
Sorry, Aretha, but you lost to Bob.
All right.
Is it Bob Marley?
Yeah, they're self-titled.
Okay. All right. I thought it was Legend. There's Legend in there too, then, right?
Thought it was Legends.
Legend is in there on groups 1.
Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So next up, starting with myself, we have The Infamous by Mobb Deep versus Bitches Brew, Miles Davis. Me personally, this is no contest. I'm going Bitches Brew, Miles Davis.
I'm gonna also go Witches Brew.
It's Bitches Brew. Just shows you what he knows. But it is Bitches Brew with a B. He said Witches Brew.
My bad.
Tough one for me because Infamous by Mobb Deep is one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. I mean, it's just for me personally, and I know on a grand scale it's not there, but for me personally and in my experiences and what it means to me, it's the top 5. So I'm gonna go with Mobb Deep, the Infamous.
All right. Start with myself.
No argument for me for that vote. Man, that album
is absolute fire.
Starting with myself. Bad Meets Evil, self-titled, versus Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z.
Bad Meets Evil
is not self-titled.
I was just going to say.
Eminem and Royce the 5'9".
Yeah, Bad Meets Evil is him. All right, I was wrong. I just realized, I was like, that's not right. But yeah, Bad Meets Evil versus Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z.
It's Reasonable Doubt, man.
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough call. That's 2 good albums. Who's on?
It's on me. I am going to go with Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt on this one.
Which way are we going?
Counterclockwise, so Big Ed.
Damn. Fuck it. I'm gonna go Bad Meets Evil.
Good, both two good albums, man. I love them both, but I'm gonna go with Reasonable Doubt as well.
I knew you was going Reasonable Doubt. That's why I had to go with
you. Had to go with Reasonable Doubt, right? It's for what it's set up in the long run. But yeah, Bad Meets Evil was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it deserved its vote.
Yeah. All right. We got Bam Bam It's Murder. Starting with Big Ed, sorry. Bam Bam It's Murder up against Yellow Submarine.
Yellow Submarine.
And I know which one is going to win and it deserves to win, but I'm going with Bam Bam It's Murder.
Yeah, I was going Yellow Submarine.
And understandably so, and you are probably correct. I'm not probably, you are correct, but yeah, that is a better album. But Bam Bam It's Murder is just a personal favorite. That's in my top 10. I love that fucking album.
All right, I'm trying to make sure I got this right. Who the hell? Okay. We have Ready for the World up against Strictly Business, EPMD. Start with you, OG.
Tough. That's very, very tough for me. Which is the better album? That's an extremely tough one. It ain't tough for Big Ed. This is tough. I'm gonna go with Ready for the World. That was a good album. Oh Sheila Digital Display. Don't Go, and it had the what's the other one they had? Never really mattered too much to me. And tonight I'm going with Ready for the World. That was better. That had more hits. That was a better album.
Mm-hmm. I am gonna go with Strictly Business, EPMD. I'm younger. I'm more. I recognize EPMD more.
OG, you probably think I'm going for EPMD. But nope, I'm going with Ready for the World.
That does surprise me. Ready. I mean, it's a better album, but I didn't think it would be EPMD because that's a tough call. But when I started counting the hits, it ain't even close.
Right.
Yeah. That Ready for the World album was. They quiet as kept. They pretty much knocked the time off. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But I remember when they came in the radio station.
Ain't they from here too?
No, they from Flint.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They from Flint, Michigan.
I'm thinking Mint Condition.
And they came down to the radio station. Mint Condition is from there, yeah. And they said the time was playing. They said, that one go, we going platinum. And we was like, nigga, that's the time. Right? And then Sheila just exploded on the scene. We were like, oh wow. I guess they were right.
Sheila.
Maybe they were right.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Starting with myself here. We have Black Star up against Good Music. Me personally, okay, I thought it was an easy decision.
That's not an easy decision.
No, it's really not, because I thought about it. I was like, damn, but damn, okay. Let's go. I'm gonna go with Good Music on this.
Which way are we going?
Oh, we are going to Big Ed.
I'm gonna go with Black Star because bars matter.
Bar lives matter.
I'm gonna go with Good Music because they got better bars.
Okay.
I mean, they say bars matter like Kanye, Jay-Z, and Big Sean ain't got bars. Come on, man.
Oh no, I don't think they match Black Star's bars though.
All right.
I guess it comes down to what kind of bars you like.
Thank you. The nigga said the girl wants the D like where I'm from. Nigga. You better recognize bars.
All right, Big Ed, we're gonna start with you on this one. Run the Jewels or Best of Both Worlds, R. Kelly and Jay-Z.
Oh, damn. Which Run the Jewels?
Self-titled album.
I'm gonna go with Best of Both Worlds.
Wow. I'm having just as tough a time as he is with this one. Run the Jewels is flaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Mike. I'll tell you, he was the best thing to come out of Dungeon Family was Killer Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, by far.
Next to Andre.
Yeah, true. I mean, next to Outkast in general.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know what I'm going with. I'm gonna go with Big Ed on this one. Yeah. What was it? That one.
R. Kelly and Jay-Z, Best of Both Worlds.
Both Worlds. I'm gonna go with Best of Both Worlds. That was a good album. That was a good album. They did have some choice on it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put my vote behind Run the Jewels. Killer Mike's cadence, his tempo, everything is amazing in general. The video broadcast,
very, very good. For those that don't know, I'm speaking to my people right now, my generation. That is a very, very good hip hop album. If you ever run across that, you like hip hop or you were kind of new to getting into it, that is a very good hip hop album that just lost. But I get it. But at the same time, we got to do what we got to do. Let's take a short break, man. Big Ed had to make a move.
All right.
We're going to take a short break until he gets back and we find out what's going on. You're watching the Wayz verse, yo. If you ain't watching, you're listening to it. If you ain't listening to it, what are you here for? I see Big Ed is back, but we want to hear that beat. I'm waiting for the beat to drop. Yo. It's the Wayz verse. All right, we back in this piece, man. We all just in here vibing with that beat, but we are back, man.
I had to roll it off, man. What the game do?
That's okay. Do what you had to do, man. That's all good.
What time you gotta have Dakota to work?
He got to be to work at 10. So,
how far out is it?
Oh, Walmart in BC.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to this next matchup, starting with OG.
All right, I finished my third beer of shots. So what's the jewels? Run the jewels, baby.
Yes, Run the Jewels went on. Now we're on to our next matchup, which
Run the Jewels lost. Run the
Jewels lost.
Yeah, it went on and lost. So
gotta move fast so Big Ed can get out of there, man.
Next matchup we have So Far Gone, Drake. Up against Doo-Wop, Miles Davis.
Doo-Wop, Miles Davis.
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to change the way we do this. If you know your vote, go ahead and say it, because I don't want to hold everybody up. Let's keep the tempo.
Doo-Wop, Miles Davis.
I'm going to go with Doo-Wop as well. Next matchup we have is Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper up against Live at the Regal.
Live at the Regal is who?
BB. Isn't it? Yeah, it's BB.
And who was acid rap?
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper.
I'm going with Chance the Rapper.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going with Chance the Rapper also.
Oh shit. Well, I am not. I'm still voting to not get haunted by my father. So I am gonna go with Live at the Regal by BB King.
You should have did that when you picked somebody over New Jack City.
Yeah, but that was a decent. All right, there's a difference. All right.
He gonna hunt you for the New Jack City one, regardless.
Next up, we got Slaughterhouse up against the Abstract and the Dragon, Cisco and
That is
Busta.
an unfair matchup. That is a completely unfair matchup.
I'm going with Slaughterhouse.
I'm going with Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes. Well, not Q-Tip. I'm going with A Tribe Called Quest with Busta Rhymes, Abstract and the Dragon. Because I thank you. That was my shit.
I'm gonna go with Slaughterhouse. Next up, we have Blackout up against B-52.
Yeah, I love the freaking B-52s, man, and I love that album. A cult classic. And I understand Detroit, our music was far more eclectic than other cities. If you watch BMF, they actually make mention of that, and they drop a B-52 song that was dope, and it was a big hit here, but it's not something I can play for everybody because not everybody's on it. So but going up against Blackout is perfect for me because I don't feel bad voting against the B-52s, and I don't feel bad about them losing to Meth and Red. So I'm going with Blackout.
Yeah, I'm going with Blackout also.
As am I. I'll never vote. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say never vote against Method Man and Redman, but yeah. Next up, we have LSG up against the Dogfather.
LSG.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna leave this on Big Ed because I'm going Dogfather.
What was the other one? Dogfather and what?
LSG.
Oh, Dogfather.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to this next round then. Distant Relatives up against Miles Davis, Bitches Brew.
Distant Relative.
Distant Relatives.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going Distant Relatives. I think this is going to be a unanimous. Okay. Bob Marley, self-titled, up against Rebel Yell, Billy Young, or Billy Idol.
Tough call for me, man. Billy Idol is one of my favorite albums of that era. But I'm going with Bob. Bob is one of my idols. I'm going with Bob.
What were the two?
Bob Marley, self-titled, or Rebel Yell, Billy Idol.
Oh, Bob Marley.
Unanimous. Riding with the King, Eric Clapton, BB King, up against Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z.
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
I'm going with Riding with the King. All right.
People older than me just called me young as y'all.
Yellow Submarine up against Watching the Throne.
Watching the Throne.
Watching the Throne.
Wow. I'm going Yellow Submarine.
Go ahead. You can live in that Yellow Submarine.
Right? People just called me racist.
Me too.
Fucking black people voted for black artists. All right, Ready for the World up against Slaughterhouse.
Ready for the world.
Ready for the world.
All right, I went Slaughterhouse, but Ready for the World moves on, and I don't feel bad about it. Acid Rap up against Doo Wop. Miles Davis.
Going with doo-wop.
Both of them pioneers in their ventures in music. But Miles Davis is a pioneer that Chance the Rapper probably has sampled somewhere along the line. So I'm going to go with Miles Davis.
That's unanimous.
And that doo-wop album, by the way, was produced by Easy Mo B. It's the first true fusion of bebop, jazz, and hip hop. That is like I don't think it has been done again, but very seldom. It's been done mostly on compilation since then. Nobody's really pulled off a whole album doing that. It's fire, man. Fire album.
Okay. Next up, The Dogfather up against Good Music.
Dogfather.
Good music.
I'm going to go with Dogfather. Ooh.
I'd also like to say that Miles Davis had a very different approach to hip hop. He had an extremely different reason for liking it, and he took an extremely different approach. Can I jump down a rabbit hole real quick?
Jump on down.
And I'm not going to do the old school music. I'm gonna just hit it real quick. Miles Davis he never understood hip hop at first. And he said he appreciated that it was the voice of the street. It was the voice of the streets. So he wanted to embrace it in this album, doo-wop. And he said, I'm going to give you the sound of the street. That's how I'm going to embrace hip hop, because it's the voice of the street and it's the sound. I'm going to listen for the sound of the street. And he opened his window to the hotel. He went and got a hotel in a busy part of downtown New York, and he opened his window. And whatever, he caught a sound of something that was happening outside, and he wrote every song based off of what he heard. He started playing a riff that he heard something. He started following the riff, and he started playing that. And then from there, he built a song for that. That is an incredible approach to hip hop.
That is an incredibly unique approach to hip hop. That is amazing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'll never forget when I read that. Thought that was phenomenal.
Man.
I bought the album because of that story.
Oh man, that's dope as hell. Next up, we got Best of Both Worlds, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, up against Blackout, Method Man, Redman.
Damn, that's tough, but I'm going with the Blackout.
I'm going with the Blackout also.
Wow, that's unanimous.
Yeah, that was unanimous. That was a good album though. The Jay-Z and R. Kelly album is good, but yeah, we all know Meth and Red, what they represent. So
yeah,
that was tough. That was a tough out. They're a tough out.
All right, I'm really interested to see where these next two matchups go. Distant Relatives up against Ready for the World.
Distant Relatives.
I'm going Ready for the World.
I was gonna go Distant Relatives off bat.
Next one.
Doo-wop, Miles Davis, up against Bob Marley, self-titled.
Bob Marley, self-titled.
I'm gonna go Bob Marley, self-titled.
Unanimous.
After telling that beautiful story Going against. I'm going with Bob Marley. Bob
Next,
Marley, entirely different story of his own,
next
and it's
up,
longer.
yeah. Next up, we got the Dogfather up against Watching the Throne.
Watching the Throne.
Watching the Throne.
Unanimous.
Finally, y'all notice I haven't voted for Dogfather yet.
I noticed. Next up, we have Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z, up against Method Man and Redman, Blackout.
I'm going with Reasonable Doubt.
I'm going with Blackout.
I'm going to go with Blackout as well. For me, the team up of Method Man and Redman is a really tough out in general.
For me, the team up of Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige was a tough out.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, that's a good point.
I see the argument for both of them, but man,
Right.
And on top of that, Jay-Z and Biggie is on that album too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They did a song together on there too. That's the album where Biggie said one of my favorite Biggie lines of all time. If Faith had twins, she'd probably have two Pacs.
Man.
all right, bro.
Oh, that was awesome.
What's up next?
Next up, Blackout, Method Man, Redman, up against Jay-Z, Kanye West, Watching the Throne.
Watching the Throne.
I'm going Blackout.
Oh, this is a lot tougher because both of these albums I listened to numerous times. Oh man, niggas in Paris though. I'm gonna go with Blackout. This next matchup before we hit to the finals. This is a finals quality matchup. Distant Relatives, Damian Marley and Nas, up against Bob Marley. Self-titled.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm going to go with Bob Marley.
Son beats his father in this one. I'm going with Damian and Nas.
This one's tough as hell for me. It's not that easy. I love Damian and Nas. That was one of my favorite albums growing up, especially in high school. But Bob Marley, man, I'm gonna go with Bob Marley on this.
Bob moves on.
And now
But hold up. The dude said he was in high school listening to Distant Relative.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was living in Houston.
Let me make sure I got
Not
this
that
right.
long ago.
Oh, it's a lot longer than just not that long ago. I can tell you that.
I mean, I was in Houston. I moved to Houston in 2010.
Oh shit, yeah, that's 2010. So I was I was 5 years out of high school when that came out.
Okay. All right.
But still,
But it came out. Well, it did come out a little bit before I left, but because I got there, I remember when Jones sent me there, but it wasn't much. It was all right. Never mind. It did come out before that. I already had it when I got to Houston. I may be miscalculating.
all right. So here's the deal.
I was still listening to it, but it could have been out for a while. I don't know how long it had been. I don't remember how long it had been out.
We have our final matchup for this bracket, and we will cast our votes in the Facebook poll. Problem is I need one of you two to post the Facebook poll because I ran my mouth to some white people on Facebook and got a 30-day restriction.
Oh, that's right. So what were the two? There was two of them then. I'll do them both. So the first one was Charlie Brown's Christmas versus
I'm pulling it up right now.
Superfly.
Yep, versus Superfly.
All
and
right.
then this one
Hold up. God damn it. Damn, he always takes something down. He want to talk. Hold up. If I was typing, I'd be done, but I'm writing, so it takes more time. So this one comes down to
Blackout. Method Man and Redman up against Bob Marley's self-titled album, Bob Marley.
all right.
We'll just put our votes. We won't vote for it now. We'll just put our votes in the poll.
Yep, exactly.
Y'all want? I don't care. We can vote. We can do both for entertainment purposes. So y'all know what I voted. I'm voting for Bob Marley.
I'm voting Blackout.
Yeah, and I might not be able to vote on Facebook because I got that fucking 30-day restriction because some butthurt ass white Republican motherfucker.
Put your vote in right now.
So I have to, and mine was gonna go with Blackout.
All right, we're gonna see.
So according to the three of us, Blackout moves on.
3.
But you guys get the last vote.
Hold on, bro. Do you know only 2 of us voted for Blackout?
Yeah, 2 of us voted for Blackout. That
OG, do you see what I'm seeing here?
Between us 3, Blackout moves on.
I swear to God, I heard something way different. But yeah, between us 3, Blackout moves on.
But it's up to you guys to go ahead and vote. Put up those show page, the Wayz Verse page, and the Smoke Session 612 group page.
Yes. Man. And that does it for tonight.
You had to let me get it out, bro.
I was like, what? You said 3 of us voted for Blackout. I'm like, huh?
No,
who's the third?
2 of us voted for Blackout. And it's only 3 of us. So Blackout between the 3 of us moves on. But it's not up to us. It's up to the viewers.
For the record, for those of you, when we see the winner, I haven't voted for Blackout all night. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. At first, I did. I think two times. But the last 2, I didn't think it was better than Watching the Throne. Certainly not picking Men in Red over Bob Marley. It's the Wayz Verse, y'all. Thanks for joining us.
Like,
share.
Yeah, sorry.
Like, share, subscribe,
comments.
And join us for the other shows we got.
Catch y'all next time.